about to get my ramble on. And I'm the one they really couldn't get a handle on.
Oh, what is up, everybody? What is going on, everybody, and welcome to a little late night designated spitters action for you guys. Francis is on a little getaway that he's had planned, so I had to call up the man, the myth, the legend, Kev, also known as Percy Johnson.
I'm gonna tell you what, brother. I put that Gator AI Crackle Nuts picture on the X, and everybody been telling me, "Is that real?" I'm like, "You bet it's real." I tell you what. He's like, "Why you diving against a Gator with headphones on?" I'm like, "You never know what's gonna happen in them swamps."
Bro, in the group chat, right? I saw it and I was like, "Who the hell's this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Kev. That's the picture." Okay, I was like, "I don't know who this person is that just invaded the damn group chat." But guys, the hot stove is starting to percolate, as some people would say. There's some cooking going on out there. And a lot of people believe that a move that was made today could have effect on the New York Yankees. And we're going to really start the show with that. We'll talk about that a little bit and go from there. But the New York Mets make a little trade, and a lot of Mets fans are not too happy about it, as Brandon Nimmo is traded from the New York Mets to the Texas Rangers for Marcus Semien. Pretty interesting move. I seen some of the, I guess, Met beat writers, I guess they are, kind of talk about it and say that at the end of the day, what they kind of feel like happens here a little bit is they're getting a shorter deal and they're saving a little bit of money. Nimmo has a longer deal than Semien does, per my understanding. Is that correct, or am I?
Yes, Nimmo does have a longer deal, and then Francis did say they sent 15. The Mets sent 15 million.
I don't know. I don't know if I seen. I gotta look that up and see. But that's,
we gotta see.
That's very possible. Kyle Malay adds, and what up, Kevin Pete? Let's get Imai and Tucker. We're gonna talk about all that, but here's that deal right here on the screen for you guys. Mets acquire, of course, infielder Marcus Semien from the Rangers for outfielder Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo had a really good year. Apparently, it's actually $5 million, is what the chat is saying. That was sent over. The Mets sent $5 million as well. So the Mets get a good defender, a guy that hasn't been the big power threat. He's had injuries, concerns too, but I'll be honest with you. Obviously, this is not a Mets show. I'm not a Mets fan. I don't watch the Mets every single day. I don't know why so many Mets fans seem to dislike this deal. I'm going to say I actually like this deal for both clubs. And I like it for the Mets because if Steve Cohen is going to go out there and spend some more money, there's some outfielders that he can get that could make the Mets a much, much better club, is the way I see it.
Well, that's what listen, in the offseason is this way. We cover and we mention moves from other teams because that either makes decisions for the Yankees or, for example, if they're free agents that both the Mets and the Yankees were pursuing, then you can be like, but the first thing that came to my mind was, well, Ketel Martin's not going to the Queens anymore. That was what I first thought.
Shit.
Right? But with that,
you're thinking big.
Exactly. With that also came, they might go after Bellinger now because they freed up Nimmo. They might think, you got where I'm going? So it's going to be interesting to see what the Mets end up doing. I think they wanted to shore up the defense in the infield. They do have younger prospects, a lot of young prospects in the middle, in the infield positions, but they're not strong defensively besides Beatty. To my knowledge, I've got to ask some of our Mets fans over there. So I think the Mets fans are 50-50 split with this deal, Pete, but at the end of the day, you have to wait to see what other moves are made by them before you start yes, we also talked about Grisham ourselves, but it's because the Yankees have a handicap on the spending. Mr. King Cohen doesn't. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do if they go after Belly or supposedly they're not going after Tucker, but I don't know.
Yeah, so look, let's jump right into that because that's the main conversation. And chat, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing out there today? Happy
smacking the like
and hitty the subby. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you for tuning into DS today, folks. Up and up we go, ladies and gentlemen. Tucker. Kyle Tucker, big name out there. Of course, Cody Bellinger. Those are the two names right now that everybody's kind of talking about when it comes to the Mets. And then, of course, you got a lot of Mets fans saying Fernando Tatis Jr., folks. And Michael K made some noise. My clip went pretty damn viral on Instagram of talking about why it makes sense, and I agree with what Michael K said, obviously. I also said in that same clip, this is never going to happen, but we could all wish and dream and hope. I tell you what I would do. I would call the Yankees every single name in the book if somehow the Mets did get him and he was available. And I would call the Yankees every name that's ever existed. Probably some of the worst language you've ever heard on here from me
went to the Mets?
of all time.
Tatis.
Oh my God. Kev, forget about it. Kev, you everybody here would see a side of Pete you're never going to like. Because the words coming out of my mouth, you'd have to hide everybody in your life on how bad I would curse the Yankees. Curse them straight to hell, by the way. I have a priest with me to ensure.
Go back to Winterfell!
Yes! Run! Go back to Winterfell! I'll have your head on a spike!
I love it.
Spike? I guess spike. I don't know. Yeah, spike.
I don't know what it is, but okay. Close enough.
Let me just say, man, at the end of the day, Cody Bellinger and the Yankees, apparently there's some sort of mutual agreement there that, in the sense of he wouldn't mind coming back to the Yankees. Obviously, the Mets have a lot of openings. The Mets don't have a first baseman right now. Pete Alonso's not back.
That's why I'm saying, yeah.
There's outfield spots that are open for the Mets.
He feels a void either or. Yes.
And doesn't he seem like Bill Madden came out and said he doesn't think they're going to get Bellinger. He says he thinks they're going to go for Diaz in the starting pitcher or one of the combinations. I don't know about that. To me, I don't think they make a move like this if they don't feel comfortable potentially adding an outfielder in a form of like a Cody Bellinger. He makes a lot of sense for them. He really does. And Cohen could easily get this in waters where the Yankees are like, nah, we out, we're good.
This was a one-on-one swap, right? Simeon and
yeah.
So again, the Acuñas of the world, Ronnie Mauricio's, those middle infielders, they could put up a package together to get Peralta or Sandy Alcantara, another starting pitcher, somewhere else instead of them going via free agency. So they can still get if they could get Belly, Sugar, and then trade for a starting pitcher. I mean, again, I don't know how much they're going to spend. We all say that they'll have a large payroll, but I mean, I think this frees up. I think that's what they were trying to do, honestly. And to be honest, bro, they're also in this position where maybe Cashman should look over them and be like, Lindor is the same age around as Judge, no?
I believe so. I think he's a little younger than Judge.
So you want to? I'll double check now. You want to maximize Lindor's end of his prime as well with Soto, with some of the kids that are coming up, and now you add Marcus Semien to that, who's 35 but still has the defense. I think they're trying to maximize this nice little window that Lindor and Soto have. So it makes sense.
I think the thing is too, like you saw some of the projected batting lineups and all that for the Mets. I think there's a good possibility that you could see a bounce back offensively too from Marcus Semien with Soto protecting him. I think it's going to make him a better player overall.
Change of scenery.
Change of scenery also, with the team potentially that can really be a playoff club. I know it was kind of the joke of Major League Baseball this year. The Mets spent all that money and they missed the playoffs and all that. But I do think, depending again on what else the Mets do, it can make them a lot better. It's the same deal. They're kind of in the same boat right now as Yankee fans.
Mm-hmm.
We all got upset, right, when Trent Grisham took the $22 million because we were sitting there saying, well, now we're scared of what the Yankees will go out there and do. I think for Mets fans is, who is the outfielder we then get to make this deal feel good? What is the next move that's going to make us feel good after this? It really is almost similar to the way us Yankee fans are feeling right now. What is the next move? Are they going to go spend money? Are they going to sit it out? What's going to happen?
Correct. And again, the only reason why we all have these discussions, one, because it's the off season, it's fun to have, and two, this makes it a little bit more visible of where the Yankees can go or who is also bidding with the same players as the Yankees. We know last time when Cohen and Hal went at it, we lost to that deal. So if they really want Bellinger and the Yankees want him too, we kind of see it going the other way. Even though some other people, including in radio stations, say that Bellinger is not as dumb as or wouldn't make the same mistake as Soto. At the end of the day, it's just 1 year. You can't go off that. So I mean, the Yankees are going to have to see where they're going to pivot to if Bellinger. We're going to talk about Tucker further down, right, Pete? So
we can even jump right into Tucker.
Might as well. I was going to say, yeah, because
a lot of people, there's a lot of Yankee fans I've seen this so much recently, and I really have to address this from a lot of Yankee fans. Is I did a lot of the comments, look, this is so insane to me. A lot of the comments under my Fernando Tatis video was, yeah, this sounds great, but where is he going to play? And I'm like, are you people mad? What are you talking about? Where is Fernando Tatis Jr. going to play in the Yankees? You got left. You got hell. Put him in center field. I don't give a shit. This idea that I don't know where he's going to play. You got to be. What are you? It's the same thing I heard about Tucker. I'm going to go back to what my brother Francis said. I'm sorry. I am. He's right. Because I was kind of on the boat of. I don't know if he fits. He doesn't really play first base. And Francis said, look. They managed a year with Soto and figuring it out, right field, and yeah, you move Judge and all that, but do we really think that Tucker can't play left field? Is it going to be some remarkable, horrible issue that he's going to be a horrific outfielder if he played left field?
The question would be if he wants to change to left field. That's the major.
Yeah,
that's the major one because we don't know that, but.
If all that goes with that, honestly, why are we having this conversation of settling for a worse player? And the reason I say that is, if I were to go to you, Kev, chat, I'll ask you guys the same exact thing. If I were to go to you guys and say, who would you take the bet on that's going to have the better next 4 years of their career? If they're playing, who's going to have the better 4 years?
Absolutely, it's Cal Tucker.
Tucker or Cody Bellinger?
There's a no-brainer. This Tucker.
All right, and you're the New York Yankees, so be a New York Yankee. You're the New York Yankees, so New York Yankee. Don't stop settling. And this is the problem with a lot of us fans, is stop settling. Like if Tucker is out there, as a matter of fact, I want to say this. I've seen a lot of people make this point, that they're simply saying if you are going after both of these outfielders, you should go after the better one. Mm-hmm. And the better one is Tucker. You kind of seen what a lefty with power and high on-base percentage could do on the Yankees. We saw it with Soto and Judge. Now, I'm not saying Kyle Tucker Soto. He's not Soto. He's not. But let's be honest here. A lineup that consists back-to-back of Tucker Judge is insanity. It's insane at Yankee Stadium. It's insane at any stadium. That is something you'd want to do.
Absolutely. And the fact that you cross that bridge when you get there, like we said, where is he going to play? The bigger question is he willing to play the left field? If that's the case, then you got to make this move. At the end of the day, what we've been trying to say for the last couple of episodes is the Yankees need to maximize this window with Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole coming back and these guys and Max Fried as well. Now you add Max Fried to the mix as well. Give this man his Robin. He is Batman. He's been working alone for the longest. Right? Give him a legit Robin. And I'm not talking about a good player. Jazz is an all-star. I'm talking about a superstar, a legit top 10, 15 player in the MLB. Link him up with Judge and let it rock. We already saw what it did. We'll talk about balance. You want to talk about balance right now? As balanced as this team was at the bottom of the order, once we got McMahon, you had Volpe, Austin Wells struggling and McMahon at the bottom of the order. That doesn't seem too balanced to me. So no. So this whole notion about balance and does he fit is funny. At the end of the day, you get the player that is better, right?
And that's the point.
And Kyle Tucker, to your point, Pete, that Kyle Tucker is not Soto, but he's also Kyle Tucker defensively. Soto is not Kyle Tucker in the defensive side. So what you lose from Soto on the offensive side with Tucker, you get it on the defense. So it's exactly.
That right there that you're looking at right here, folks, that's Tucker on a down season, quote unquote, from a lot of people.
It's not easy to play in Chicago, bro, with that wind.
That's Tucker on a down season, according to people. I remember when Juan Soto had a down season, if you guys remember. When he became a Yankee, the Padres year was a down year. And I'm sitting there going, let me look at his numbers. And I'm sitting there looking at Soto didn't have. Let me double check. The people are nuts. And I'm looking at that would be the best player in the Yankees besides for Judge. You look at even the down year by Tucker, the dude's on-base percentage was .377. And we're talking about down years. All right, cool. If that's a down year, sign him long-term and give me these damn down years. I'll take them. Vinny says, tired, Tucker or Tatis? Wired, Tucker in left, Tatis in center field. Holy shit. You talking about giving me a heart attack? I'll have one. Roman says the Yankees shop at the Payless store. Man. Yeah, we can't be shopping at Payless, all right? Can't do that, damn it.
Can we have a little fun and see where would you
we're going to have fun.
Where would you hit Kyle Tucker?
2.
Grisham, Tucker, Judge?
No, Grisham's not my leadoff hitter. Never.
Shit.
No, Grisham's not. I don't know if we found our leadoff hitter yet, but yes, Kyle Tucker would be my number 2 hitter. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Tucker would be, and look, you want me to be fair? Again, I don't know. I don't know because again, I guess Dominguez wouldn't even be on the team if that's the case. You might as well trade him. It wouldn't make sense to have Dominguez at that point. But if you got a guy like Tucker, you probably do. Probably do look at moving him. But I don't care. Like I don't know because I gotta stick with what Soto had. The 2-3 worked. The 2-3 worked really, really good.
Or worst case scenario, I mean, he does have like you said, a 370 on base percentage. His career on base is 358. Grisham had a 350 last year for his best of his career. So would you ever consider Cal 1 and Judge 2? If you don't have a legit, I think okay. I would say this because of the Yankees. Would you rather Cal 1 and Judge 2 or Grisham, Judge, Kyle Tucker? Because you know the Yankees would put Grisham at first. I'm just saying because I'm like
the problem with this team, man. This team is so friggin' stupid, man. They're just so stupid. This idea that we're having a debate that, or not even a debate, that we're just even talking that
because we know what the Yankees exactly because we know what the Yankees are gonna do.
I know, but it's such a problem, and there's people that agree with it. I'm like, are you like, what is wrong with everybody? Why hasn't what's his face? What's his name? Judge. Where's Judge's 140 RBIs, 150 RBI seasons?
They're so like the solo shots that he gets, man.
Because there's nobody ever on base in front of him. They never had a good leadoff hitter for Judge. They never had they never built in front of Aaron Judge. It's insane when you really think about it. It's crazy. It's insane. Vinny says Tatis is leading off, Kev. Let me tell you something, brother.
Jesus Christ.
You find a way to get Tatis. Again, look, I don't even want to sit here and just, continue to feed into that and continue to talk about that just because it's not going to happen. Like, I don't even want to get anybody overly excited. It's one of those things where sometimes I say this a lot is like, if it happens, I'll react to it. But I don't know if this is ever going to happen. I can't imagine it's going to happen, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Next topic of conversation. Where you want to go?
I mean, since we're talking outfielders, we were just talking about what Texas and the Mets did, and the Texas did release Adolis Garcia. And we could just talk about it briefly.
Oh, Adolis!
They non-tendered him. Would you take a fly on him? I mean, I don't think he wants to be a platoon player at this stage, even though he's hitting 33. He's gonna be 33, but I guess you beggars can't be choosers. Would you take a fly on him and see what he has left? Maybe a change of scenery for him too. His career against lefties, he hits 226. Yeah. He slugs 426. He has a 715 OPS. But if he has anything close to that 2023 year where he had an 850 OPS against lefties, it is pretty interesting to see. And might I add, Pete, he did have a very good year defensively last year with 12 defensive run saves and I believe 1 or 2 outs above average. So would you take a fly on Adolis Garcia? Let's say that the Yankees can't get Bellinger, they can't get Tucker, they can't do anything. Would you?
And I mean, if that's the case, then you almost there's a part of me that says you almost have to take a chance.
Everybody's like that.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them from saying no. I don't blame them at all for saying no, or no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be interested in that because I wouldn't be either. But we're not talking about this as like a now thing. Like, no, just go out there and get them. No, we're not talking. We're talking about if you miss everybody and, you don't know. Maybe he is somebody you take a flyer on and maybe he DHs against lefties or I don't know. You got G for that, so it wouldn't matter. So let me put it like this. If that's something that you'd have to go out there and do, the Yankees are in a bad spot. Things have probably went wrong for the Yankees in many ways. Or God forbid there's a big injury. That's something you got to kind of fill them in on. I don't think that's something that's going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I feel a team should take a chance on him to be a bounce back candidate? Yeah, because he has everything to be a bounce back candidate. I mean, I don't think it would shock anybody if the guy had a good year somewhere. I don't think anybody would go, oh, that's impossible.
He's still projected to get 23 home runs next year, so.
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't see him as a player that has no shot, that is just completely wasted and done. I don't see him necessarily as that yet. But for the Yankees and what we're trying to do, nah, I don't think so. I still would put Tucker. I would still obviously put Cody Bellinger even over him. My whole concern has always been when it came to Belly is what is the deal eventually going to be? I'm not interested at the end of the day. I am and it looks like Brian Cashman isn't either. based off some of his comments that he's, gets into 30 million range and all that. You might have to consider something else. Obviously, I'm there with him. He's not worth 30 million a year. I've never been comfortable with the idea of giving Cody Bellinger, 6-7 years. No way in hell. I don't think it ever made sense. I think you got to be nuts at your mind to do that. If you do that, do it with Tucker. If you're going to give 6 years, 7 years to somebody, I'd rather you give it to Tucker. I said before, I'd rather give that to a guy like Bichette and so on and so forth. I don't think many of those are going to happen. But when it comes to talking about the Yankees, I mean, look, I've kind of left my opinion of this out there for a long time. I tweeted about it here recently because I think Imai is the way. I've been saying this for a while. I think Imai is the way because it opens up so much trade possibilities for the Yankees to plug in holes. And it could even be a situation where maybe the Yankees don't have to go spend big on an outfielder because they could make trades that could make a lot of sense. A lot of the chat is talking about Brendan Donovan. I've been talking about Brendan Donovan for years now, going back probably almost 2 to 3 years probably, that I've been talking about Brendan Donovan as a possibility for the Yankees. A guy that plays pretty good defense anywhere, plays left field, plays third base, plays second base a lot, but could also just take over for Jazz immediately upon him leaving if that's the case. Steven Kwan is a trade possibility.
A lot of rumors on that. A lot of rumblings.
I've been hearing, look, this is not connected to the Yankees, but I've been hearing there's a possibility the Pirates could trade O'Neal Cruz. Again, I haven't heard there's any connection to the Yankees.
I don't like his attitude though.
I don't like him on the Yankees at all. I
don't like his attitude. I feel like he's like too not like a couple of things that I've seen about him is like he gets frustrated out there and he shows it.
Yeah, and again, no connection there to the Yankees. I'm just mentioning that I've heard a lot of outfielders could be available via trade, and that gives the Yankees a possibility to say, we bring in a guy like Imai, our young guys could be used as trade bait because we got to get better in some other areas, and they can do that. And again, we're forgetting one big name that's still out there in Okamoto. Or again, I said it before last time, Murakami. He's still on the radar. When all these values start going up, Imai and Murakami together would be bananas. And I know there's a lot of people that's against Murakami. And look, again, I've said I like Okamoto more, but Murakami's one of those guys that if you hit with him and it works, Murakami's an animal. He'd be the next Godzilla in New York. He'd be Godzilla 2.0 for the Yankees because he's that type of player. So if the Yankees get to a point where all is kind of lost, take a fucking risk. Take a risk. And yes, people, Murakami is a risk. I see so many people go when you say that about Murakami, how dare you? I've had people that watch the guy in Japan say he's a risk. People that watch him every single day say he is a risk. I've had people tell me? You don't want him in New York. I've seen the guy in big games. You don't want him in New York. And still, there's a pull because of the power and what he has and what he could be. Remember, it's not a finished product. This kid is 25 years young. If you're going to take a risk, take a risk. Yeah. Could he strike out a lot? Yeah. Could he pop 40 homers in his first year? Very possible. Could he walk a lot? Yeah, he does. Is he a bad defender? Yeah, he's pretty damn horrific. But risk have to be taken at this point with Aaron Judge going to be, 34 years old. You got to take risk. So the Yankees have options. It's not that if they miss out on Bellinger and Tucker, they don't have a chance or there's no options out there. There's options. They might have to be a little more, risky than they'd want to be or they're comfortable being. That's all.
I mean, my thing is that where the Yankees are, a guy like Murakami also limits them because if he's a work in progress when it comes to first, and then if the Yankees do get him, then you're in a position that if he doesn't ever get good defensive, you got guys like Ben Rice who's not good defensively, him, and then Judge. I know we don't want to talk about it, but 2-3 years from now, Judge is going to DH a lot more. So you don't want to plug in a guy that's going to just be a DH. I really think. Listen, if they get him, I'm not going to be sad. I'm still going to be a little bit hyped for him. But I think that Okamoto makes the most sense for them because he can play third and first at a Gold Glove level. At least we know that you can bring that to the field right away. And he's a righty, and he's also a bit more contact than Murakami. I think Pete, we were talking about this. Shout out to the guys in Bronx Talks. Is it you
Bronx
mentioned?
Talks, yeah.
They came out with a video and they showed the Yankees. They got 2 legit right-handers. There's Judge and Volpe, and then Caballero when he plays. But he either plays for Volpe or he plays for, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and Giancarlo, we get it, but Giancarlo, you could really pencil him in for 100 games. You never know what he's gonna give you. Last year he only played 70. So the Yankees are 2 left-handed. So you add Murakami, another left-handed, or like the people were saying Donovan. I know you love him, I like him too, but I mean another lefty. So it's like I Quan, another lefty. I mean, I feel like all odds leads to Tatis, but I know that's not gonna happen.
It makes the most sense. And look,
I don't think they're gonna do it.
Well,
I don't think the Padres would do it, but if there's this much of a chance,
you got to go for it.
You have to make that phone call, and you have to come with a package.
Michael K's so right. Michael K's very right when he said that, and I shout him out because it's not easy a lot of times to sit there and say something like that, and get the pushback and the blowback and all that baloney that you may get. And look, I got pushback from a lot of Padres fans. I'm like, bro, look, man, I understand that you're responding to a video and all that, and you think it's a good idea, but Padres fans would absolutely riot. And I'm like, it's never as bad as that. Trust me. Like, you could say that all the Yankee fans could say, any fan could say, we'd riot if there's well, that's not going to happen, 1. And 2, you'll move on like any other sports team moves on and go from there and look at the guys you got. What if they got Cam Schlittler back in the deal?
Exactly.
I'm just saying, like,
they love Michael King.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that this is the move that makes, but if you're a Padres fan and you go, riot so badly, what if you get Ben Rice? What if you get Ben Rice and Cam Schlittler?
Or you get ERC Luis Hill and you get Luis Hill and Carlos LaGrange with Ben Rice. I mean, those are really good pieces.
Yeah, we're just spitballing, but like, how can you be upset about that if you're a Padres fan about what could absolutely happen there? You just never know. You never know what could actually happen, but. Big sexy Yankee. Oh, look at this. Says, pray Boris raises the price really high on Bellinger, which he will. That way the Yankees have no choice but to look at Tatis Jr. at the winter meetings. And look, man, they can look at Tatis all they want. You know what I mean? They could look at Tatis all they want. The Padres don't have to move him. They have no reason to move him. The contract is very nice. And if he continues to build and become an even better player, the contract's even better than that. Like I said, he's only 20-something million in the next couple of years, and then it goes up to the 30s. But he would be such an ideal fit for the New York Yankees. There's no doubt about that. It makes so much damn sense. Now, obviously, there's got to be the interest on the part of the Padres to say we're open to this. And man, it would be Soto all over again. And there wasn't as many teams interested at the time. It was really the Yankees betting against themselves. And there was some rumors out there. Well, there was some other clubs, and everybody was like, yeah, bullshit. It's the Yankees. We all know it's the Yankees, and that is it. And it was still a watch. It was one of those things where, we were live all those hours because, holy shit, like, this is going to happen. And a Tatis thing will be crazier than even Soto's was because there's a contract.
Correct.
So it ain't talking about, shit, we're going to talk about this again in the offseason because where's he going to go? We wouldn't be talking about that. What you would have is a battle in New York again. The New York Mets got really good pitching prospects. They got good infield prospects, like Kev said. They got a good core of players they can say, hey, contract's already signed. We want this dude. Let's figure this out. Like, what do you guys want? Would Brian Cashman do it again, even though he could sit there and go, this one's very different because he's locked in long term. So if we gave up Ben Rice, if we gave up a Cam Schlittler, if we gave up an ERC or Carlos, whatever it might be, whoever the deal is,
I think
we got more backing on that.
Where we separate from, let's say, if the Mets really want him, is that because the Mets could be as well. And I'm trying to tell you, if anybody's here, our Mets fans, the Queens baseball people. Jonah Tong is gone in that deal. Don't even think about, but this 100%. Tong and McLean either or probably both are gone.
I say the same thing regarding the Yankees.
This is why we're saying it's going to probably take like a Cam Schlittler with the ERC or LaGrange and the Ben Rice. Definitely. And without that's the main point, Pete. I think where the Yankees separate themselves with the Mets is Ben Rice. They don't have a player like Ben Rice who can hit like Ben Rice.
No, they don't.
They
don't.
Correct.
At that age, that young, that impactful. Correct. You can make a case And this is going to sound nuts to some. You can make a case that Ben Rice can go there and be a middle of the order hitter immediately.
Absolutely.
He probably would be a middle of the order. He'd probably be the number 3 hitter almost immediately over there. So you talk about a real fair deal that if I'm a Padres fan, I know. The thing is about Tatis that people got to understand is it's not necessarily just the player, it's the personality of the player that means a lot. Fernando Tatis brings an energy that you don't see in Major League Baseball all the time. He would be beloved in New York. He would be beloved as a Yankee or as a Met. It doesn't really matter. This guy he comes with a vibe of how he plays the game that people are going to fall in love with. And that, I mean, you look at the screen here. I mean, the guy is just stupid. He's just stupid. And I don't know, Kev, you focus a lot more a bit on defense than I do, and you look into these things a lot more than I do.
All we got to say, he's a Platinum Glove winner.
Well, what I want to ask you about, because I was told this, Kev, but where's he gonna play? So I ask you,
God, bro.
Where's Fernando Tatis? We're so worried as Yankee fans. Where's he gonna play? Can I ask you? Because I'm concerned about getting him now because I don't know where he's gonna play. Oh my God.
He could play. Listen, he could do whatever he wants, bro. He could play wherever he wants.
He can play third base if he wants. I don't give a poop.
Remember, he came up as a shortstop. You never know. He could put him anywhere. Honestly, that's the case. But he's a Platinum Glove.
Michael K did mention shortstop, which I thought was pretty damn funny.
Listen,
he did mention shortstop, which was pretty funny.
Shout out to Queer Sports and Juan Frank, who I sent you the video that he asked what are the first 2 moves that you would do, and it was Fire Boone and move Anthony Volpe. Everybody, this is in Dominican Republic, people. Every Yankee fan is talking about moving on from Anthony Volpe. The only people who still want to see this movie play out again is it's like watching like Godfather 3, bro. We know it's a bad movie. You still want to watch this shit. Is the the people who think they're gonna get hired by the New York Yankees in the future. But that's besides the point. Listen, you can put him. I mean, listen, I don't think the Yankees would move a Judge back to center field. I think they would try and see him how Fernando Tatis looks in left field. But I tell you this, he's a Platinum Glove, and he's a Platinum Glove in right field. Yeah. He's gonna be a Gold Glove in left field. I have no doubt about it. I have no doubt about it.
That dude would be so stupid popular in New York. It's folks, it's not even funny. You guys remember I said this about Soto, and let's not even front like all of us were absolutely in love with watching this dude play baseball every day for the Yankees. It would be a rerun with Tatis coming here, and at the end of the day, we'd have no concerns of shit. He ain't ours for just this year. He's good to go. He'll be there for many, many years to come. So, yeah, for the people in the chat, I saw some people saying, "Yeah, there's no way you give him Cam Schlittler." If you're a Preller, that's the first name coming out my mouth is Cam Schlittler and Ben Rice. Those are the first 2 names. Jason Dominguez. Those are all the names. Spencer Jones, I don't really give a poot about. He might. I necessarily don't know how the Yankees really even feel about him. But folks, you got to be crazy to think that a team that has this contract, that given up all those years of him, aren't going to sit there and say, we have no reason to really deal him. Now, if we are trying to get out of this money a little bit, fair game. But again, at the end of the day, we're going to need a hell of a package back. We're going to need a crazy package back. And I got another team out that I could be very interested in him. The Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox been craving a great Dominican player again. I know it didn't work out with Devers, but you talk about a guy that would be friggin' loved in Boston.
But the thing with them also is they're very left-handed too, and they need a righty too. So they're talking about Pete Alonso over there too, because Casas, they don't know when he's like. That's another guy that might go over there. But my thing is this. I mean, look, he's making $20 million next year, 25 million. 25.7 for the next 2 years, and then when he hits 30, he's making 36. But again, that is 4 years from now, guys. The cap or the last luxe tax on that is probably going to be like 330, 340 at that point.
And mind you, Kev, that's when the Yankees have nothing on the books.
Correct.
They have nothing, and that's again. Francis has said this for a long time. These are the years where you can try to convince players to take a little less for 2 years and then blow them out the water after that because there's nothing down the line. And his deal is structured perfectly just for that. It's structured perfectly for. David Douglas says, trade Rice, sign Okamoto. It would make sense. Well, you're going to fill in for the defense pretty quick if you did that. Big Sexy Yankee again says, if for some reason we acquire Tatis at the winter meetings, then Kev has to drink live a full Presidente here without stopping. I'll do the same thing.
I'm chugging
I'll
the
do
shit out of it.
I'm gonna go ahead and put myself in it. No doubt about it.
I'm chugging the Presidente, and the next one I'm throwing it. I'm celebrating all over.
I'm with you. Deal?
Tatis, deal.
I'm done. I'll do the same thing. No problem.
There's no way in hell I'm not celebrating the shit out of the Yankees having Tatis and Judge for the next 3 years with the next whatever's left on Judge. Like, I mean, again, bro, like we have to move. We've been saying this for the longest now. The next 2 years of free agents is not. There's nothing beautiful there, bro. If the Yankees don't move within trades where they have guys now, like their farm system, people are starting to be like, holy shit, we were wrong about the Yankees farm system. No, they could develop pitching. They have a couple of guys. And
they had a great year.
Well, yeah.
Yankees farm system had a phenomenal year.
So you have to maximize that now. At the end of the day, you can replenish your farm in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Anyway, once Judge and whoever you bring in, once they're tail end of the career, you have a freaking cheat code. You have Aaron Judge on your team, man. Wake up, bro. You can't continue. You can't continue to rest on his coattails and be like, oh, Judge is gonna take us to the playoffs. Give him help that he needs, man. Like, last thing, we can't continue to expect guys like Trent Grisham, who's never had this season, come up and hit 34 home runs. Even if Bellinger comes back, we can't expect him, because he's very inconsistent, to have the type of season he had last year.
That's why I'm scared of him, because I really don't believe either one of those guys would, but you never know. But I will say this real quick, and this is a message to the Yankees front office. I'm gonna tell you this message to the Yankees front office right here, because it's so friggin' true, and there's nobody that can deny this. The fact that, and again, we're talking early because nothing has been done yet, so we don't know what they're gonna do, but we have seen the past years. I'll be fair. 2024, we saw the Yankees sit there and bring in Juan Soto. And the day they did it, I said it's a World Series move. They went to the World Series.
Yep.
I didn't say none of that when they got Cody Bellinger. I didn't say none of that when they did the offseason they did last year. Even with Max Fried, I said, good, that's the backup plan. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's good. Rotation looks good. We'll see what happens. They didn't get to the World Series. No. I'll say this again to the New York Yankees front office. Kev is right. Aaron Judge is a cheat code. Can you guys, do you all want to walk around as the biggest failures in New York Yankees history when you do not put a roster together to bring Aaron Judge a championship? Because I don't know how anybody could deny this. Do you guys just go into the future with me for a second? Aaron Boone, I don't give a poot what his win-loss record will be in the regular season. He'd go down as one of the biggest managerial failures of all time in New York. Brian Cashman, his entire career is a wash. Everybody's going to say, so what, pre 09 or after 09? What Brian Cashman we talking about here?
Yeah, and 09.
Because we got, who's the guy we're talking? The guy in 09?
They still attribute that to the boss, because the boss was like, everybody was like, he wants to win one.
It was his last year live, basically. He knew it was going. He wanted to see a chip. He put a ton of money into the team. But that's what I'm talking about. Can you imagine knowing that after all the work you put in, you guys never built a team to win with Aaron Judge, yet there was another team at the same time that were giving Shohei Ohtani ring after ring. Mm-hmm. Ring after ring. They got the generational talent. Only difference is you're the other team that has it. And you couldn't get a ring on the man's finger? You couldn't do it? Think about how you would be looked upon in New York sports history. I'm a Yankee fan. Always have been, always will be. I'll sit here and look back at this time and go, shit, at least we didn't say the process was good. At least we knew something was wrong. I hate saying it. I'm upset about it. But at least I could go back and say, damn, we were trying to say it. We were pushing the truth. We were pushing what's going to happen. You really want to say, let's pocket this, and in the future, what you were pocketing was the best years of one of the greatest plays we'll ever see. That's a major failure.
That's a huge failure. And to your point, it's like, man, how many times do we have to continue to be like, all right, we have enough to get to the playoffs and we'll do a crapshoot? I mean, at the end of the day, bro, when you're gambling, like the Yankees seem to gamble a lot, is just go all in. Just go literally all in and be like, listen, there's rumors that Hal is like supposedly he might spend the 320, 325 because it's like next year's a lockout. We don't know what's gonna happen. There's probably gonna miss some games. So but right now, it's like you got to be, if you're Cashman, you got to be 2, 3, 4, 5, which sometimes he is, moves ahead of the game and see what's in free agency. You're not going to have much. So,
Agreed.
again, if the Yankees deliver a ring for Judge and for the Yankee fan base in the next 2 to 3 years, if they make a couple of big moves, like after that, again, we could go into another 4 year regression where the Yankees, listen, it's very rare that they never make the playoffs because they figure that out. But listen, we're not going to be crying if like we don't win the World Series. We just won one in 2026. If it's 2030, we're like, yeah, we won 1, 2, 3 years ago. It's all right. All right, it's about what how are we looking in the next 2, 3 years, right? The Yankees are never going to be the Pirates and going to spend $100 million a year. That's never going to happen.
No,
right? That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But you could sacrifice and go a little harder in these next couple of years, and then even if you got to back-to-back World Series and somehow you don't win it, us as fans, we see it. We see why you did it. At the end of the day, that us as fans and you guys as an organization will be like, all right, why did we lose the World Series? Was it because of our manager? Was it or because of maybe we were hurt or whatever? But you went all in, right? We're not telling you. I know Pete says against it because he's like, why can't you be the Dodgers? But they're not going to be the Dodgers. I can tell you, I don't think they're, even though Pete's like, yeah, we should. But because I just think that whatever they're doing over there, they're doing too much deferred. If the Yankees would defer some money, then I can agree with Pete and be like,
the
why?
Players got to agree to it. That's the
players
problem.
got to agree, and I don't think the Yankees like deferring money anyway.
The players have agreed to it with the Dodgers because look at what they're doing.
Correct.
Who wouldn't want to play for the Dodgers right now? And that's where they are. And the problem is the Yankees could be that if they wanted to. The fact of the matter is they're making that decision not to be that. And what you're saying isn't wrong. It's why a lot of us, when we lost to the Dodgers, we were all saying, well, now you do have to run that back with Soto. Problem is the Yankees didn't run it back with him.
No.
People could say all they want. Well, they had a better offensive team and blah, 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 blah.
That series could have been closer than what it was.
If Soto was in the lineup when Judge hit him the way he did, it would have been much different.
This year? Absolutely.
Yes. It would have been much different. Oh, but you never know. Bullshit. You do know. You do know what Soto's always done.
Even game 5, we were a double play away from still being 2-1, and we had the bases. We had a couple guys on the next 2 innings. That's so right. it's like the game was still in reach without a high power, like a crazy powered offense, because the guys that you put your money on that sometimes a lot of times we told you they didn't show up, and you first of all, Trent Grisham was horrible in the Boston series, and even in game 5 you didn't make a change.
Trent Grisham was horrible. How many the last month of the season? Plus?
Yes. Like how many times are you going to go out there and see in an elimination game and you're not going to scramble something like I don't understand
here's another thing,
bro.
And again, here's another thing about Trent Grisham you got to look at this year. What's the adjustment going to be from pitchers? He kind of caught everybody by surprise. I think Brian Cashman even said it. He was like, he caught everybody. Thank God he caught us all by surprise, basically, because they didn't expect nobody expected what Trent Grisham did.
No.
Is he really going to repeat this? That like Brian Cashman said, he made changes and we think it's going to stay. Okay. Hopefully it does. But you do understand that pitchers are going to pitch Trent Grisham differently. There's going to be adjustments made. Were those adjustments made in the second half of the season?
And it's going to be funny if the Yankees do end up getting like a Quan. He's not going to be hitting leadoff. He's going to be hitting in the middle of the order, and he's not going to have Judge behind him. That also affected Trent Grisham's number. Let's not act like that.
The Yankees will get Quan and bat him 7th. We know that. They bat him 7th. Felix says, can we still get pre-PED suspension 42 homer Tatis? Well, look, I'll say this about Fernando. Fernando Tatis is 26 years old. He's 26 years old. You're not talking about a old man who was, oh man, he took PED. He had the 1 year at the PEDs and he's never been good since then. That's just not true. Yeah, has he been that same level of player? No. Can he be that level of player again? Yes, I believe he could. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think Fernando Tatis is an amazing talent. I think he has all the possibilities of continuing to be a brilliant player. He's
won 2 platinum gloves twice after the PEDs and still hits 25 home runs.
He's also a super fast runner. I mean, he's also extremely athletic. I mean, it's everything the Yankees need.
You guys have to understand, there's a lot of value in a platinum glove outfielder. like a Gold Glove caliber outfielder,
Of course.
and he's still hitting you 25 home runs. Not everybody has to hit 40 home runs, man.
Guys, me and Kev love Jason Dominguez. We want to see him get a real chance. Jason Dominguez, I'd take him to the airport.
Oh, for Tatis, I'll drive him myself, bro. And bro, I gotta tell you, man, I watched the Yankees. Like, I don't know if you watched when they had the Dominican dinner with Ahmed Rosario.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jason Dominguez is a funny guy, bro. He looks like he's a very good clubhouse guy.
He is.
Like a lot of people like and I love Jason. Great DJ as well. But man, I tell you what, I mean, you gotta kind of like just tell like, bro, sorry, man. It's Tatis.
Yeah, I mean, at that end of the day, it ain't even like, Junitos at first class. Yeah, facts. I mean, send them out there, no problem. I'll probably make you really comfortable, enjoy yourself. And be honest, man, in that outfield, Dominguez could have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 triples. If he puts balls in the gap. I mean, in
30
that
doubles,
outfield,
35, 40 doubles.
He's playing in the West Coast. You're playing a couple of those games at San Francisco. I mean, shit. You get the ball in the right place there, that man's off to the races. And I still think he's going to be an extremely good talent, but for Fernando Tatis, yeah, brother, we love you, but adios. See you later. It's time for you to go. But somebody in the chat said, what is the evidence of it? There really isn't none. I mean, there's the turmoil in the Seidler family that's kind of going out there right now, that some people believe that they may look to, get rid of some of the salaries on the team if possible. But a lot of the stuff here is that they have come out and basically said they don't believe they don't want to trade Tatis, and it's not something they're thinking about doing. We also heard AJ Preller and team said the same thing about Juan Soto, though.
You know what I'm thinking?
If you guys remember the offseason, they sat there and they said there's no way Juan Soto is going to be a San Diego Padre next year. And then it started to slowly slip that they're talking to the Yankees, and if the Yankees did this and if they did that, they could make it work. And this is very different than the Soto situation just because, again, the contract's there. But, I don't know. There's not many A-plus moves you could see the Yankees making to kind of just be in that position to automatically be a World Series caliber team. I do think Tucker is a World Series type move. I believe that. But I think if it was like a Tucker and an Imai, I'd sit there and say, holy shit, like now we're really cooking. Because then the Yankees could potentially trade for a couple of relievers and it opens you up because all you did there was spend money. But now you got a lot of starting pitchers you can move. There's a lot of things you can do to add. You can add a third baseman and say bye-bye to McMahon. There's a lot of shit you could do. Add a shortstop.
Pete, how about if the Yankees say, listen, we'll take on Machado's contract. Let's figure this out.
This is going to be unpopular?
This is going to figure it. No, it's not going to be unpopular because I'm already saying yes.
No. What I'm saying is, okay. I know compared to Tatis, there's going to be a lot of Yankee fans who don't like that move.
What, Tatis and Machado?
Can you pull up on Manny's contract?
Manny's contract, you don't want to see it. But, like,
no, I do. That's why I want to talk about it. I do. Because I want it to be so insane to people of what I'm going to say. I want you to pull it up.
So 2026, no, because it's making the same after 1 year. So next year, 2026, he's making $25 million.
Okay.
And then after that, in 2027, all the way to 2033, he's making $39 million.
So how many years he got on
his 40. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 years.
Let me ask you this question. You do that deal, but the only way that deal works is Rodon got to accept his no trade clause.
I don't think Rodon waives it to go over there. I don't know.
Think he would either. But I'm just saying.
No,
if that was the case,
Trent Grisham has to go in that deal though. I'm thinking Trent Grisham has to go.
But he can't. Grisham can't get traded to June 15th.
Oh yeah, you're right. So he can't. Yeah, you're right. So
let me get to this super chat real quick. David says, with Marcus to the Mets, do you think Seager? Matter of fact, I'm happy you brought up Seager. We're gonna talk about him. Give me a second. We're gonna talk about Cory Seager. We'll talk about that too. Give me a second. Let me stay on this topic first real quick. Manny Machado has not slowed down, by the way. A lot of people, I hear this a lot, that fans really think that, oh, Manny sucks now. He's not that good. I think his range is getting a little worse at third base, or his defense has maybe took a little bit step back, but he's still very good defensively. But this dude had 275 last year, 335 on base percentage, almost a 795 OPS, 27 home runs in San Diego. Yeah, I do get why some Yankee fans will sit there and be like, guys, I don't know about that. You're talking about a guy that's going to have so many damn years under his belt.
Well, we know McMahon is going. That's one. That's 15.
What I'm saying. Like, it would have to be, and I don't know if the Padres would want to do that, because I think in the Padres' mindset there is going to be, we're looking to get rid of this salary. Now, I'll be fair. if you're talking about being concerned about prospect capital, you could probably get him for nothing.
But do that. No,
but
the main reason is nobody's going to touch Machado's contract, and it's a bad contract. They already have Bogarts too. You're trying to relieve yourself of one of the two bad contracts. At least, you know what I'm saying? That's why. And it's like having Machado, you have to trade McMahon because where's McMahon going to play? That's anyway. And McMahon is only 2 years, and it's only 2 years, so they're still getting offloading Machado's contract. And then maybe you add a guy like, Clark Schmidt is not going to be. That's another $5 million, but I don't know. I just think, and maybe even if the Yankees, if it's a little more this year, like we said, he was willing to go to around the 320-ish. This is what you do, and I don't know. It's just interesting to throw things out there because there's there's not many teams that will take on Machado's contract, but for you to take a guy like Fernando Tatis, it's just an interesting way to look at things because Perla could be like, why are you calling me? Would you take they just throw like, I said I'm not interested, but would you take Machado's contract? And then Brian Cashman got to be like, wait, what? Hold on.
Well, the only thing for Cashman in regards to that is if I take that contract, you're not getting Dick.
I don't think you're not getting Dick, but I think you're not getting Cam. No, you're not getting Cam, but you can still get ERC or Carlos.
No.
No? Or you're getting Tatis.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about Tatis. You're talking about both of them.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm talking about bringing both of them.
No. I'm talking about Manny by himself.
No, I'm not taking
a deal for Manny by himself. You ain't getting Dick from us.
No.
Like, legitimately, if you're asking me to take on that blasphemous contract, you're getting nothing in return. If that's the case and you're like, we'll give you him, but you just, I don't know who you give up, but you give 2 low A guys. Then maybe, I don't know, maybe Brian Cash will say, maybe we figure this out. But other than that, I just, as much as I would like the player, the contract does make it a bit sour. The contract throws it off a little bit because if he was 28, 29, you're saying, yeah, you got to be nuts. Of course you do that. With him being 33, he's going to slow down.
Yeah.
He's still a good player. Can I sit here and say you might get 2 more good years guaranteed? Yeah, I could take that bet. I think he'd be a good player still. But now you're talking 37, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. I mean, that's when it gets tough. That's when you start thinking, I don't know. I don't know how you justify doing that type of deal. That's tough.
Listen, the Padres, they're in a mess over there. We're not 100% sure what they want to do. I'm just saying, we gotta. Machado is one of the contracts where it's a very bad contract because he's up to 40, making $40 million. But Machado can still, the way he's been playing throughout his career, he could still end up playing a decent third base at 39, 40. We haven't really seen. He's very athletic. You know what I'm saying? He's always been a guy. So I'm just saying if they would want to relieve that contract, I don't think the Yankees are going to – I wouldn't think – I'm just saying the Yankees want Tatis. They're like, all right, would you take Machado with it? Fuck it. Take both of those guys. And then they're in a position where they got a clean slate just with – and then whoever buys a team, the profit is up the roof, and they can do whatever they want moving forward. They have a clean – with a bunch of prospects. I'm just saying it's something interesting because that Machado, and this would be the year because once Machado starts making $40 million, nobody's going to touch that. This year at least gives you 1 year to plan for next year to see what you got to do to get under when Machado starts making $40 million. But
facts. And Ra adds in, I'm sorry, but the deal that needs to be made is for Tatis Jr. He's a superstar. I'll go for him over Tucker. I would take him over anybody that could potentially be available. And I say that in all honesty. He would certainly be the guy I'd be very, very interested in. David adds in, Pete, from Machado, we take 2/3 of the contract. You pay 1/3 of it, and we trade 3 AA, double or A players in that deal. I don't know what happened there, but
McMahon, yeah, I think 1/3 of the. I mean, what are you talking about? Instead of $40 million, then they're paying. I don't know. They're supposed to pay $2 million the next 3 years, but besides, so that makes it 37. But I don't know, dude. That contract is crazy.
Well, let's talk about somebody else that he said that it looks like there's a strong. I feel like there's a stronger chance now. You may see Texas deal Cory Seager. Now that Marcus Semien is dealt. I think there's a possibility. Some people say they don't think so. I don't know. I still kind of feel like there is potentially. Maybe they're pairing him with Nimmo and they feel like that lefty power is going to make a big difference for them. with a guy like Cory Seager in there, and they are kind of basically getting rid of that deal, but also taking another one on. People are interested in this. Now, there hasn't been as much, I would say, definitive yeses from a lot of Yankee fans that I've seen when it comes to Cory Seager, but I don't know exactly off the top of my head what his contract looks like, but I do know when the man is on the field, he is still really, really good. You look at the Baseball Savant page right there. I mean, the guy is an absolute dog. He's another guy that is just a really good player. The problem is he misses a lot of games. He misses a lot of games. He is a legit injury concern, and that's the problem. If this dude sat on the field and was always on the field, he's electric. He's a big game player. He's a great player. He really is. He's a great player. Problem is he misses too many damn games. And it's a tough commitment to commit to because anybody could get hurt. We know that. But this dude gets hurt a lot. Like, he's almost a guarantee to spend multiple times on the IL in the season. You can't really have that. Now, I know as Yankee fans, a lot of times we say, just be ready for the postseason. I know that, but damn, you got to get some sort of value out of the dude.
I mean,
don't get me wrong. If somebody was like, hey, Pete, it's him or Volpe. Who you got? Seager. I know, but you gotta be a little bit wise to some of the red flags that could be there.
I mean, I'm looking at his injury history, at least with the he's been injured almost every year of his career except for 2020. But it's
2020,
not,
he didn't get injured because it was a short season.
It's hamstring. Like the last year was appendix. I mean, you can't control that shit.
No, that
that's wild. And he missed almost a month. But he was ready September 28th. The year before that was a hamstring. That was 2 weeks. Oh no, actually it was two hammies. So last year was two hammies and an appendix. That's why it was so much.
Oh my God.
So, but look at it. It was early in the season. April, May. I don't know.
It's a pass for me. I hate saying it, but it's a pass for me. I know there's gonna be so many people that's like, "Come on, Pete, what are you doing?" It's just a pass for me. It's some guys are just bigger risk than others. He's getting older. He's not an old man. Don't get me wrong. He's 31 only. But look,
I just think
many hamstring injuries don't just stop.
I just think
multiple injuries like that muscle's weak.
I just think that even him playing 105, 110 games a year,
he's better than Volpe.
It's a 6 WAR, dude. Like, these
definitely.
guys, it's like he's great on both sides.
Well, that's the thing you got to balance. Like, if somebody were to come to me right now, I got to see what we do. But if there's a slam dunk deal, what is his contract? I remember when he signed it, but
he's making he's making 31 million the next how many years? Let me see. 1 second.
What is it? 4 years?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ay, Maron.
2031 is when he's done.
Ay, Maron, look at this. That's friggin' tough, bro. That's tough. That's tough.
We gotta maximize the window.
The deal would you're right about that. The deal would have to be so attractive. Where it's a deal that makes you not even think about it. It got to make you not think about that.
Yeah.
The deal got to be so attractive where you say you can't say no and you don't even think about fuck the years. How do you say no to this? It would almost have to be one of those where they're like, look, we'll pay $10 million a year, and as long as you give us one of your good prospects and maybe like 2 mid-level guys, then you could consider it. They say we'll give you $7 million a year.
And I think the Yankees would do that if they give him a decent arm back. Of one of the guys that they're getting back.
Carlos Lagrange for him, and then 2 mid-level guys potentially.
So I mean, I think not Carlos.
I love Carlos.
La Cabra.
I just feel like they're giving. I feel like they're putting ERC a bit over him. He's been marketed a whole lot more.
Yeah. I mean, that could go with the Yankees. That could go either or, though, Pete.
That's true.
They marketed Caleb Durbin, and then they traded him.
Then they moved him.
So we really don't know who.
Only guy they marketed like a son of a bitch was Anthony Volpe, and he plays every single day. Unbelievable. What a miss.
So I mean, yeah, that's interesting. I think the Yankees still need to have these conversations and feel the market out and see.
You got to take risk, man.
Yeah, you have to because
for a long time they're in a risk situation. They are in a risk situation.
I'm gonna say this 50 times. You got to look at the next couple of years of free agency. There's nothing sexy there besides starting pitcher, which you can pay for then.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Frank Quotez, my guy, Frankie baby. Hey guys, I heard that Belly wants $450 million.
Hey,
Cashman is doing business to sign Scooble. Is it true, brother? I don't know where in the world my man wants 450, but I can promise you this: if he gets 450, it ain't from the Yankees. There's no doubt about that. 450 is bananas. I haven't heard that. And then it would be a trade for Scooble. Nobody really knows what's going to happen there. There's also people on the Tigers saying they're going to keep him. And it might be one of those things they kind of look at where their year is, and then they look to deal him. So that's a real possibility. Scooble's one of the best players on the planet, one of the best pitchers in the world. You could wait and still get a shit ton for him. Even if you're somebody saying we're only getting him for 2 months, you're going to give up a shit ton still. It would be a battle of the best teams trying to get their hands on that dude, and the Tigers do not have to trade him right now if they don't want it. They can start the year with him, let him get off to a great start. Hope that's the case. Gamble a little bit with him pitching because injuries could always happen. We know that. But they can make that gamble and then just say, deadline, we own it. We own the deadline. We want multiple top prospects. I don't care if it's for 2 months. And people could sit there and go, yeah, but they don't really have, they don't really have too much backing on that. Well, they will. They will. Teams will pay. Teams will pay for one of the best pitchers in the world. They'll give up a lot for him.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense. So
yeah, I mean, listen,
I don't know how possible he is.
At the end of the day, we have these conversations because we want the Yankees to make some of these splash moves. I mean, as I know a lot, like we started the show with the 50-50 with the Mets, but it's a move nobody expected. And there is positives and negatives to every move, no matter how you look at it. But the Yankees here are, again, we're gonna hammer it until the end of the offseason. Is you have this window with Judgy and Coley and. Everything is Judgy Coley.
What the hell? You going full booney on us? If you wanted that, I'll just play this.
Be together with friends.
It's what I like to do. Being together with friends. Together the whole day through. If you want a booney that badly, brother, you just got to tell me. I'll play for you.
It's been a while since we heard that. So. Yeah, Pete. So it's again, and the Yankees just cleared up 7.5 with their non-tenders. I know you guys touched on that before. It's gonna be interesting to see what the Yankees are gonna do with their bullpen. That's another thing that they have to look at. Yeah, man. There's a couple of moves that it's gonna be interesting to see what Cashman does because we've never had to worry about a bullpen until last year. We do still have the back end of the bullpen pretty set with Bednar and Doval, which is normally the hardest thing to get, which is your closer and your setup man. But it looks like the Yankees got that, so we got to figure out the middle guys. We still have Cruz in there, right? Who else am I missing from last year?
Mark Leiter is gone, thank the Lord.
Mark Leiter, Terminator's gone. Scott Efros is gone.
Yep.
Hill
is back.
Well, Luis Hill is another guy that's back. Yeah, correct. So
Tim Hill.
Tim Hill, yeah. So it's I'm looking here at the free agents. There's nothing that I'm like. They're talking about Devin Williams. I don't know.
No. Don't bring that man back. Don't do it. I'm telling you. Do not bring him back. 1 year deal, maybe I could accept it a little. Do not give that dude 3 years. No way in hell do you give that dude 3 years. No way. Don't friggin' do it. I'm telling you right now. Don't do it. You can find other guys. You can legitimately find other players.
David Robinson?
David Robinson. That guy must be a scumbag. And look, I don't know him personally.
What?
Nobody wants him. He had a great year. Every other team in baseball was like, yeah, we're good. The guy had a really good year. Nobody wants to sign the dude ever. Nobody ever wants to commit to David Robinson for whatever reason, ever. Nobody's like, hey, man, you've been great for these last couple of years. We want to give you a 2-year deal. Not a problem. It's weird, man. Nobody wants to commit to that guy one bit.
What did we do, man? What did he do?
I don't know. I mean, I know there was the playoff share thing back in the day with the Yankees that they weren't happy with, but it had to be a lot more than that. Rowdy, my guy, says Imai Akamoto Bichette need to be the target. I'm almost, damn, Rowdy, you want to know how defeated I am, brother? I'm almost not even talking about Bo Bichette no more. Just because it hurts. Let me bring something up to you guys. I got this page pulled up right here, right? We know the Yankees need to get guys that don't strike out as much. Kyle Tucker last year struck out 14.7% of his at-bats. Bo Bichette struck out 14.5% of his at-bats. These are the type of guys that you need. There's another guy on the team, of course, in Trent Grisham, who struck out 24% of his ABs. So again, I say before, as I just thought I had a friggin' bug crawling up my leg. It's trying to get a little freaky with me this damn.
Hey,
yo. Trying to crawl up my damn thigh as I'm here calling the ball game, trying to get a peek of the Johnson. You just got to ask, baby. You just got to ask me, baby. I show it.
Yeah, I mean,
I show it, no problem. But
I'm looking at the free agents, Pete, and the Yankees normally don't pay relievers like that.
Want Glaber?
To me, Glaber.
Get Glaber Torres back. Put him in center field.
Cam Boozer. That's a lefty, though.
I tell you what. Get me Glaber Torres back, baby.
It's just it's interesting. His market value
sucks, to be honest.
Yeah, his it's not great. His market value is $5 million for Devin right now. I'm going on Spot Track, just trying to see what names pop out.
So I'm on Savant right now. They got a hot stove page now where it kind of ranks all of the offensive players, right? And it ranks it by 2025 run value, the batting category. Schwarber's number 1, Alonso 2, Tucker 3, Suarez 4, Bichette 5, Grisham 6, actually, believe it or not. Naylor 7, Jorge Polanco 8, Cody Bellinger 9, Bregman 10, and then it falls off a cliff. Glaber Torres, Ryan O'Hearn, Marcell Ozuna, Harrison Bader, Mike Tauchman, Miguel Andujar, Yoan Moncada. It just completely falls off an absolute cliff from there. So I have no idea. The Yankees are gonna have to get, top guy. No, guys, I was legitimately joking about Glaber. I know he took the Q. Guys, come on. It's a joke. Please, I really hope you guys didn't take that seriously. He signed the QO.
I mean, he came up. He's the one who named them Gleyber Torres, guys.
Gleyber Torres. Come on. David adds in, Pete, I feel like even when we get some good players, we tweak them to hit more home runs for launch angle, and then they strike out too much.
No. That's more with prospects. I mean, I don't think the Yankees are going to bring in Tatis and tell him how to swing a baseball bat.
No. I mean, hey, I'll give you guys a secret. They tried it with Soto, with the Mets did. Not the Yankees, the Mets did.
They did? I mean, they're paying them a lot of money. You might want to at least try it.
Yeah.
See what
there's a reason somebody's no longer there. But they tried that.
He didn't start so great.
And that's exactly why. And then he went back to regular Soto, and he was an MVP. He probably would have won the MVP. He probably could have been right up there. Maybe
if he started the way he finished, yes.
Yeah. So who knows?
Well,
we'll see what happens. What about Polanco again? You looking to make a run at Jorge? How much third base did he play last year? He don't strike out either. That's the other thing about him.
Yeah, people,
don't strike out a lot.
You're forgetting we got McMahon. You're thinking the Yankees are just going to trade him?
I mean, shit. If I'd rather Polanco over him.
I
had a monster year.
I don't think he played.
You remember last year when I said sign him to a 2-year deal?
He played 43 innings at third base last year.
The hell would it put him there?
I don't think they would put him there.
265, 26 homers last year. Lord have mercy. He did DH. Scott's right. What he said, Scott's right. Scott's always right. Okay. He DH'd most of the season last year. So look, the topic of conversation is very simple. It's just tough. I mean, there's not a lot out there. There really isn't. There's not a lot. Wow, they called you out in the chat, Kev.
What?
They called you out in the chat. My man, who said this? What is with this guy, Kevin, and his obsession with Devin Williams? I don't know. He loves him. He calls him, what do you call him? High Lev Dev.
I don't call him that.
He calls him High Lev Dev is what he got mad. I'm going to share this. He started screaming at me one day because he's like, Pete, he's the best reliever available. I said, you're nuts. He loves this guy.
I don't think I said that. Edwin is still out there.
He loves him. He loves
him. Would you rather him or Ryan Helsley? They both suck in New York.
Kev, I'd rather you pitch for us instead of Devin Williams again. I'd rather you go out there and
listen, there's not an obsession with Devin Williams with me. Is that Pete is there too on Twitter there's a lot of rumblings within reporters that the Yankees are having conversations with him. At least they're dipping their toes in the water to see what is he looking for. Which is funny to be asking
Take
somebody
your
what
toes out of the water, damn it. Take your toes out.
Take your fucking toes out of the water.
Take your toes out of the water. Put some fucking socks on, will you? No, I don't want Devin Williams. They're talking about Helsley as being a starter potentially. Tigers are talking to him about starting.
Yeah, man, there's not much. Bregman, Eugenio Suarez, and that's it. IKF. We've talked about we've talked about the Yarmo kind of go anywhere.
He's a free agent.
I would let me see his splits with lefties. Hold on. Which is crazy because it's like, oh God, no. 174 against lefties.
Nah, Master Flip is nuts, bro. That's my guy, Flip. You guys know he's our favorite Mets fan out there. My man just posted this. The lost Asian deferrals. Oh my God. Oh my God. The lost Asian deferrals. That is bananas. I love to share these things. This is what DS is all about right here. My man said the lost Asians deferrals. Wow.
They just got Murakami. He posted that or something.
Maybe they just might get him. Who the hell knows?
There's not a lot of Miguel Andujar. A lot of people are talking about bringing him back.
I like it. I always called him Andy. I like Andy, man. But the problem with him is, like, I seen people say, oh, he can play. No, he can't play third base. He can't play third base. Last time he played third base was 2024, I think it was, and he was horrific. Can't play third base. Stop this madness. He's a decent left fielder. Decent at best. Slight problem. Is he still below average defensively anywhere?
Yes.
There you go. I mean, come on, man. Come on, folks. Like, let's take it easy here with Andor. I know he can hit. I know he's good. I'm gonna be happy that he's turned his career around. That's what I'm happy about. That doesn't mean I need him back on the Yankees.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If the Yankees can't, like, I'm in the camp where I don't think the Yankees will and are able to trade McMahon. I mean, I think they can, but I don't know. Like, how many teams are already still looking for an active third baseman? That's the question as well. Like, we got to see what the market is. So we might just get Ahmed Rosario if we're lucky, which I want. Man.
But I'll tell you, I'll say something. No, I think Ahmed Rosario could very well happen. Nick says, "What do you think about the Yankees trading for Harper?" I don't think Harper's getting traded. Yeah, I don't think Dave Dombrowski and the Phillies are gonna move Bryce Harper at all. I don't see that happening. I'd put Jorge Mateo at shortstop over Volpe.
I was just looking at his name right there, and I didn't even want to look at his numbers because I know he sucks.
Don't look at his numbers; they're not good.
He's actually hitting cleanup for Escogido, and I was like, why would I even watch this game? I'm only watching it because of fucking Jason Dominguez, and I'm like, this guy's hitting fucking leadoff.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I don't know, man. It's very interesting.
He had a 36 OPS plus last year.
Bro, he's bad, bro. He is bad. Looked like he was actually becoming a really good player for a little while there, and then it just was like, yeah, let's take him back to earth here. That was just like a super hot streak, and then it just died out. You remember he was leading the league in like hits? Mm-hmm. You remember that like couple of months, 2 months into the year or something, he was going bananas. I was like, damn. But yeah, that kind of died out fairly quickly. But that's it, folks. I mean, that's where we are right now. No, there's not much. And this is why we talk about the idea of risk. And some people hear that stuff. And look, it's the off season. You're always going to hear some potential, crazy possibilities in the off season. It's basically what it's all about. But at the end of the day, the Yankees really are on an area where they do have to be risky. And that's why you're probably going to hear me bring up a guy like Munetaka Murakami a little more. Because when everybody starts falling off the board, Murakami could be fairly attractive because you'll have the idea, and I know it's another lefty, and I get that, and they got to figure out what they're going to do there when it comes to balance. But it does make you wonder a little bit with a guy like a Murakami is you do have Aaron Judge. That's something you got to remember. You do got Aaron Judge. Mm-hmm. If you could put that guy number 2.
That too.
What does that do to your offense potentially? What does that make him a better player immediately as a hitter? Does it make his transition to the majors easier?
It does.
That's what I'm saying.
The Yankees have one thing and it's that if you get Murakami, you know he's gonna have to play first because he can't play anywhere else.
Here's also before you go there, I want to run this. I just want to throw this out there too, from what I was told about him.
Murakami.
One of the people that I talk to that watch him all the time in Japan say they believe that there's a possibility he could be a Schwarber-esque player this year, immediately out the gate. Probably slightly, a little worse, but he could reach that level fairly quickly. Lower average, strikeouts, will walk, and just hits bombs. I don't know.
Yeah, Saki Murakami.
Oh, hit the sap button.
I don't know. Saki in New York Yankees is not what you guys think. If you guys go to Hibachi, you guys know what Saki is.
I thought you were getting a massage, and she said Saki. I'm like, oh, hey.
Hey, yo. You got a couple of super chats.
You
got a couple of super shots.
Two relievers I like are Ryan Helsley and Peter Fairbanks. Petey Fairbanks. I don't know about that. Ryan Helsley, yeah, I don't think he comes near the Yankees. Frank Coltez, my guy, says, do you think that Ryan McMahon should play third base again with the Yankees? No, I think if they find a better one, you go ahead and move him. I think you go ahead and move him. And again, I think McMahon's a guy that teams actually would take on his deal. I don't think the Yankees would have to do much there. And the only reason I say that is he's a very well-liked player. He's a very, very good defender. I still think there's a bit of value there. That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's so many years that
the Yankees could be like, all right, take him and I'll send you $5 million as well, 2.5 for each year or something like that. The Yankees could do that too.
Something small.
It'd be as interesting to see. It depends what the Yankees. They gotta get creative though. They gotta make the moves that nobody is expecting them to make. Legit superstars, all stars on this team. I mean, you can't tell me that if the Yankees don't do anything else this season, you're setting up Aaron Judge and you're expecting. And you're hoping that Trent Grisham returns the similar year and that Judge has another 30-30 year. I mean, we don't know that. I mean, I love Jazz, and I think that he probably does have another 30-30 year, but we don't know. I mean, it's a contract year. Anything can happen. You just go with a guy that you've seen. The superstars you see time and time, even when they have a bad year, it's an all-star year. That's why you all go out and you get the superstars, because even when they struggle, they give you a better year than the average player. Yeah. So and you got to get. I'm tired of having Judge carry the load a lot of times for the offense, man. Give him some. Look how fun it was in 2024. When you had two superstars back to back.
I'll always talk about it, man, because again, and that's like one of the things I've talked about for so long, and just so many times I've said this and I've repeated it. The wheel does not need to be fixed. It was not broken. They gave you the foundation, they gave you the formula that worked, and the Yankees walked away from it. And that's just why I say it's just such a stupid team. I mean, and again, Francis is right. There's not a lot of people immediately out the gate that would jump into Tucker because he goes, where is he going to play? And I'm with Francis on that one. Who cares? I mean, I think Tucker could easily play left field. The guy's a great right fielder. I think he could easily transition to left field. And man, oh man, he gives you what you lost in 2024. He gives it right back to you. You can go with that same setup and go, all right, now let's build that bottom of that order out a little bit. Let's figure little things out. They could be minor, maybe some platoons that we feel could work a lot better. I'm not a huge fan of the platoon, but for a guy like McMahon, you do need a platoon. You should have a platoon. There's nothing wrong with it.
You have to.
No doubt about it. You should do one. And look, the biggest thing the Yankees can do is upgrade at shortstop. Whether they want to admit that or not, maybe there's a trade out there for somebody that could be fairly good. And I hate even saying it because I believe if Jose Caballero plays all year to start the year and Volpe comes back, there's going to be a lot of Yankee fans saying, how do you replace Caballero? Because I think he's going to be successful with the Yankees. I really do. I think there's a guy that put Pincher. He was much better with the Yankees, by the way. Way better with the Yankees. I think he's a guy that sees the potential in the big city. Spotlights on him. Led the league in stolen bases. I mean, that's value. That's value. He's a good defender. Value. Great base running ability. Value. Plays with a chip.
It looks like
value.
a good clubhouse guys
Yes,
as well. He
yes, he's a clubhouse
does
presence.
does
Value.
everything right, and he's one of those scrappy players on a baseball team that just like you hate to play against, but you love to have on your team,
And guess what? And
and
guess
that's good
what?
though.
And guess what the manager said about him? Well, he's not really an everyday guy. Oh, that's nice, thank you. But Anthony Volpe is. I think you
That
got it the other way around, brother.
that's a great way to talk about it. Not an everyday guy. Shut the
Just
hell up.
because the guy has never been a starter every single day doesn't mean there's no reason he should be able to develop into that. He's still a young player. I mean, it's not like Jose Caballero is 35 years old and he's
And
transitioning out of the league. Like, he could be getting better. And
and
the best he was with the Yankees,
and
by the way.
I hate to yes, and I had to break it to Booney. Volpe's not an everyday player either because the numbers show you that when he's rested, he comes out of the gate better. So I mean, he's not a guy who can play 100. He shouldn't be playing 160 games. He shouldn't, even when healthy. So, it's just I just don't see the Yankees. I really freaking hate this sport. The Yankees moving away from Volpe, even though that like
No, they never will.
they have to see how he. Yeah,
They never will. They never will.
it's really
Ezekiel
frustrating.
Tovar would be pretty cool. I don't know if they would trade a guy like Ezekiel Tovar, but again, maybe not your future at shortstop forever. I don't know what his splits are like when it comes to Colorado, but Ezekiel Tovar, everybody knows how I feel about Zach Neto. I think Zach Neto would be one of the greatest things of all time, but there's no way in hell they're going to trade him. There's no reason to. Ezekiel, again, honestly, I hate saying this about Ezekiel Tovar. He had a bad year last year. I think there was some injuries there, but the years prior to that, he was a very good player. He's just a guy who does not walk. I don't know how much of a fit he is here. I think there's better possibilities out there than a guy like Tovar. He just doesn't walk, man. I need somebody with a little bit of an on-base percentage there. And guess who has that? Jose Caballero has that. He walks. Jose Caballero takes his walks. He got a 330 something on base percentage. I mean, I don't want another guy that has an under 300 on base percentage playing shortstop. And Ezekiel Tovar for the last 3 years have had that, even in his much better years. He's always been under a 300 on base percentage. That's not what I'm looking for. I want somebody that can get on base, especially if they're at the bottom of that order. They got to get on base to a decent clip.
You want to bring in ICAF?
No.
Willie Castro? I'm telling you guys, there's
I don't
nothing.
think Willie Castro's that great defensively, too. And I mean, look, if and the reason why you hear me saying that great defensively now, because if they're not a superstar or a 300 hitter or a 280, 290 hitter, yeah, I'm gonna think about defense. That's how it goes. That's why Bo Bichette, I said I don't give a shit what his defense is because Bo Bichette's an elite hitter. He will make the Yankees so much better. It's not even funny.
Yep.
But again, Anthony Volpe's out. This is the time for the Yankees to run away. This is the time for the Yankees to run away from that. No, don't look back. Run away from it. Don't look back, and that's it. And they're not going to do that, folks. We know that. I'll be shocked out my mind if the Yankees look to upgrade at shortstop. I think what they'll do is maybe get a guy like, what's his face? Orlando Arcia. I can see a guy like Orlando Arcia coming in.
Oh, God.
That they'll play him with Jose Caballero because Jose Caballero can't play every day, remember? So I could see something like that, but Caballero's a guy that don't be shocked if, they give him a run at shortstop. You have a lot of Yankee fans sitting there going, and why are we letting Volpe back? Just to take his spot? I think there's a real possibility you could see that happen because I think Jose Caballero enjoyed his time here. And I think he's actually a fairly good, pesky, annoying player that could really benefit the Yankees, maybe in the 9-hole.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm looking at the free agency for the next couple of years, even at shortstop, and the Yankees better pray this kid. What's his name in the minors? I just dropped block. You better pray Lombard is the because you pass on a lot of shortstops, and Volpe has not panned out, and we don't think he's gonna pan out. If he does, I did say there's one thing interesting to me about Anthony Volpe. I did say that it's gonna be interesting to see how he bounces back from being injured and having his worst year on both sides of the ball completely. So it would be interesting to see. It's not something that I'd rather see. I'm just saying that that's the only interesting part of Anthony Volpe's situation. Can he bounce back either defensively or offensively? And see how the Yankees, how much leeway do the Yankees give him to have that comeback? One, number two. there's nothing, literally nothing, the next couple of years when it comes to shortstops, besides like a 32, 33-year-old Jeremy Pena, and this is why Lombard is gonna have to hit. I did watch his Day in Life of Lombard on the Yankees channel. Those are very interesting, guys. I recommend you watch them. It gives you a little insight on how these kids are. I didn't even know he's fluent in Spanish. And I was watching that he's a really hard worker. Him, Spencer Jones, and I saw the and another situation where him, Dylan Hasso, and the infield coach were talking. He's a really hard worker. I really like this kid's attitude. He comes from a baseball family. That's always a plus. That's always instill how much hard you have to work at this game. So the kid looks like he's very into it, but only time will tell. And the Yankees really hope because the New York Yankee team without a legit shortstop is not very attractive.
That's why Bo Bichette just makes so much sense. But
Hey, who are we?
I don't want to keep going down that rabbit hole there because the funny thing is a lot of people go, yeah, they're going to try to make years to play shortstop. Yeah, when you're controlled of a player, he plays what you tell him to play. It doesn't mean that he'll be a shortstop for 3 years. It doesn't mean he'll be a shortstop for 2 years. It could be 1 year, and then they go, well, we're choosing him over Jazz, so we'll put him at second base next year. And I don't think anybody would be mad at the idea of Bo Bichette playing second base for the Yankees for years to come. I think the idea is still who's the shortstop. And then that will continue to be the conversation because the idea with Anthony Volpe that he's going to come back and be a better player, I think it's quite insane to me. The guy had left shoulder surgery. That's the lead hand. He's a right-handed hitter. There's no guarantee Volpe gets better. He could potentially get worse. I'm not saying there's no chance he don't come back and he does well. He's still a young kid. He could very well surprise everybody. But at the end of the day, we've seen a lot of Anthony Volpe's baseball. It is not a sample size. It's quite the sample size, actually. It's quite the size of it's not a sample anymore. This is a legit experience. We've had the experience. We've seen the experience at this point. And it's very, very hard to say that the guy's going to come back from left shoulder surgery and well, we think he's going to be a better player. I think that's ridiculous.
Guys, you have to remember
that way.
that Volpe had a worse year than IKF at short, and the Yankees still stuck with him throughout, thick and thin. He was hurt. They still stuck with him, which I think is very, very that. Nobody called that out by the Yankees. That was very, very negligent of them to continue to play him after you got Caballero, and everybody's telling everybody in that organization to play Caballero more because he's clearly the better shortstop at the moment. And the Yankees still decided to play Anthony Volpe over him multiple times.
They were clowning the Yankees on networks. Networks were clowning the Yankees regarding that stuff.
It's
like
just
it was a joke. Like
why is there so much loyalty? And the only thing that comes to mind is the man in charge, the Mr. Baldy, Brian Cashman. With all due respect, Brian Cashman, that's the guy. That's who they betted on, and we're gonna until it works. Every year there's an excuse for him. First, he hasn't played a lot of a minor league baseball. Then it was like he didn't have the maiden voyage years. We heard that. Oh, when he comes back and he rakes. It's just funny that they make so much excuses for this guy, for this kid, but then they throw every other fucking prospect under the fucking bus like he's a bum. It's insane. I don't know what Anthony Volpe did to and listen, I also saw a day in the life in Anthony Volpe, and I really like the kid. And this is what pisses me off about the New York Yankees. It's not and to people who like to say, well, channels like this always hammer some of the players or prospects. It's not that the Yankees force you to dislike players because they continue to play them. People say that.
Don't say that. People don't say that. That's
no.
Three dumbasses on.
No. Let me rephrase that.
People that are respected on X. Okay, those are the ones who say.
But also, there's a stigma and it's Michael K's part of the stigma that the guys who criticize the Yankees.
Yeah,
there's a group, a small very group that thinks that everything the Yankees do is good. And all they look at is spreadsheets.
Yes.
Right. And there's another group of content creators and either media, including the Joe Shermans of the world, the Michael K's that will call it like it is sometimes. Michael K sometimes, but he gets paid by the Yankees, so he can defend the Yankees. Some of you guys don't get paid by the Yankees. But what I'm just trying to say, Pete, is that if you don't call them out on things like this, like it's asinine. It's reporters like Sherman and other that say repeat and what is it, regurgitate,
rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
What we're trying to say, Anthony Volpe is not a major league shortstop, and we're continuing to have to see this kid, and you're making us fans dislike him. You pulled him out of the playoffs so he doesn't get booed. But that's your fault.
The problem is, too, they're also putting him in a very bad position.
Correct.
He's entered the territory of guys like Aaron Hicks and all that, and it's not going to be good for him next year.
And it's not his fault. I really...
It's not his fault.
If you're from Jersey, Pete, he's he was like a big deal in high school.
Of course.
Everybody talked about him. People would go to his games. I went to a couple of his games.
Yeah.
I really like Anthony Volpe. He's a hard-working kid. It's not his fault. He should be playing second base for the New York Yankees. He shouldn't be playing. I'm not saying now because we got Jazz, but before.
Yeah.
The fact that I understand that you had to give him the shot, but it's 4 years, my guy.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man, is that when you even get the problem with the Yankees is it's not about showing faith in somebody. It's the blind loyalty that drives Yankee fans nuts. And that's what they don't seem to understand. It's the idea of they're arrogant, and it comes off that way because when you do things along the lines of you're not playing Jose Caballero over him in postseason games when you have to win. And when Cabby was hot and they was playing really good, and all of a sudden, what do? We got to get Volpe back in there. What happened? Jose never played again. It was back to Volpe. He had like a hit in the game, and that was it. It was all we saw a hit. That's it. And again, it's not all of Volpe's fault at all. It's the way the Yankees have handled the situation. They have forced him upon everybody. When everybody sits there and goes, at bare minimum, why is the dude in the lineup every damn day?
Correct.
Why is Volpe not sitting every now and then? Why he could go 3 for 36, and the Yankees say no. He'll be right back in the lineup tomorrow. Aaron Boone said it even when he was struggling. He'll be there tomorrow. Well, Caballero's going to get some starts, but then Volpe, don't worry. He'll be back out there. Why say that? Just let it be. Ride with what is hot and see what happens. Why is he given a position and the Yankees are basically saying, no, it's his? Why? Well, who gives anybody the right to say I deserve this spot and that's it? He's not getting paid. It's not in the contract.
We're all adults.
In that regard, that he's getting paid a shit ton of money, that you want to get him out there, he's not.
So we're all adults, and another thing is these are Major League Baseball players, just like you say that sometimes momentum isn't real, or the manager doesn't play that important of a role in the player's day-to-day performance or how he feels or whatever the case may be. You can feel however you want. These guys are all this protection of the fans, of the players against the media and the fans and the way they back them up, which I understand you have to do, and you do it to an extent, but the Yankees there's one way to defend your player and there's another way to blatantly lie. And I thank God for guys like Sherman and even Kay at times where they'll just call them out like that's not correct. There's no numbers for you to base what that statement is, just a blatant lie. Yep. And for you to sit there last year and tell poor old Meredith he's fucking elite is wild to me. And then again, you're making
statements like that make it worse.
Exactly. These guys have their own lives outside of baseball, and they might stay away from social media, but they might turn the TV on and they're talking about them, or they might turn on the radio station and they're talking about them. They're going to know what everybody really feels, and they know they're not playing to the best of their ability. This blind loyalty only makes it worse. Let them, you know how much of a nice story would have had if, for example, let's say that the Yankees would have just gone with Caballero and Caballero starting every day, and right before the playoffs, Caballero gets a little setback, either gets something, he's out for 3-4 days, and Volpe comes out of nowhere and has a 5, 6, 7, 8 game hitting streak, and we're like, holy shit, where is this? Or better yet, if Volpe ends in a positive note, or he lost his job, but then he got his job back, but then he's better than what he was. Those are the stories that us as fans like. We don't want this sugar coating. Oh, he's here. You have every opportunity to fuck this up. Here, do it. Mm-hmm. Like not. Mm-hmm. Where is this scene? It's like if Volpe's a Steinbrenner, he's not. It's like if Volpe's a stepchild of Hal. It just doesn't make sense that you continue to do this. Like and listen, Volpe's not sometimes the only one, because we saw it with Verdugo. For some freaking divine reason, Verdugo couldn't sit, And we understood it in the playoffs, but during the regular season, it made no sense.
Oh,
right?
I never understood it. I didn't understand it in the regular season playoffs. I didn't understand it.
Remember, Verdugo was had like a month and a half without hitting a home run. They call up Jason. He hits a home run in 3-4 days after that.
Yeah.
Listen, when you have guys fighting for spots, fighting for positions, it only makes them better. Iron sharpens iron. It's not fucking. Right. This is not fucking something new. It's not rocket science.
No, it's happened forever. Competitive competition. Yeah. Playing for a spot, no doubt.
Pete, the Yankees don't do this.
No, they did it one year, if you remember. When they benched Gleyber Torres. And they were like, hey, man, you keep playing like this, that position's gone. And he was the best Gleyber Torres the Yankees almost ever seen after that. He went off because you're not guaranteed nothing. And, I don't know what the competition is going to be. I think Jose Caballero is actually fair competition, but we'll see what they do there. Frank, my guy, says if the Yankees want to get back to the World Series, they have to make 2 big changes. 2 to get there. If not, we are done. Sorry, but that is the truth. They got definitely changes to make. And look, like I said before, man, I think out of all the free agents, Kyle Tucker does make a lot of sense for them, especially if you are seriously considering we want an outfielder, we want 2 outfielders, like Aaron Boone did, Brian Cashman did say that they want 2 outfielders. He did mention that maybe Spencer Jones and Dominguez will have to fight over a spot. I've been saying it for 2 years. I think Jason Dominguez is going to get traded. I still feel that way. I don't know what the deal is going to be, but I believe he gets dealt. But again, look.
One more year. Let's see one more year, Jason.
If your outfield next year somehow is Tucker in left field, Grisham in center field, Judge in right, I'm not going to be angry.
Oh no,
I'm not going to be angry. And if that's why Dominguez moves, well, at least it was for somebody like a Kyle Tucker. Then I'm okay with that. But I don't know. The problem comes down to what is the balance of the lineup then look like? What do the Yankees do? Do they bring in an Okamoto to balance things out, which would make a lot of sense? They could. Do they bring in an Imai to make potential trades of their young starting pitching? Potentially. But a lot of things will be answered here over the next couple of weeks. Guys, with 13 likes away from 200 or 200. Hit that like button, guys. Come on. We've had about 500 plus in here the entire time, so smack that like for us. Big Sexy Yankee fan, my guy, says one rule, MLB, if your shortstop can't hit or defend, you're either released or benched. Yeah, I mean, it's not a it's not a small sample size with Anthony Volpe, and I want to like him. I don't think Anthony Volpe's a guy that you see and you go, he's extremely unlikable. I don't see that from Anthony at all. I don't see that from Anthony Volpe. He's not a guy that you wouldn't want to see succeed. Problem is, we haven't seen it. And we're not calling out like, oh my God, I can't stand this guy. I'm so sick and tired of him. It's that the Yankees have made you feel that way about him because they just keep shoving him in your face when anybody else, you sit there and go, why is he playing exactly? Like, why is he? Like, I'll ask the question dead serious. If Spencer Jones came up, and let's say Spencer Jones and Dominguez, the last 2, they got a year. They were in center field and left field. Jones struck out a lot, and he only hit 220. Decent pop, but his on-base percentage was trash, and he was nowhere near the level you thought. And a lot of people sit there and go, this can't be a major leaguer. It's not a major leaguer. Jason Dominguez did the same thing. Do you think both of those guys get 1,800 at-bats in the major leagues?
Fuck no.
No. No way in hell. So again, it's not I hate Anthony Volpe. No, not at all. No, it has nothing to do with I dislike the person.
I came up with a term.
I dislike the way you play. I dislike your numbers. That's all. You haven't been good. You shouldn't be out there every damn day.
And you could be good. And you could be good one day, but we don't have time to see it through right now.
No,
we just don't.
It might be for another club, and God bless you if it is. I got no hard feelings. I'm not going to sit there and go, damn the Yankees, why did you do it? They did it because he showed nothing.
Correct.
How much longer did you want them to go? It's just a strange conversation. It's not even a strange conversation. It's a conversation that I'm shocked we're even having. But here we are. I'm kind of shocked the Yankees aren't out there just saying, hey, look, Anthony's going through surgery, and no, we're going to look to upgrade. If there's an upgrade available as shortstop, we're going to look at it. I don't know how that's not the conversation. They're literally telling this kid, relax, don't worry, it's yours when you come back, no big deal. It's ridiculous.
I hate to tell. I mean, another thing also is you need a middle infielder no matter what. If you're gonna extend Jazz or not, you want to have your hands tied when Jazz. If Jazz has a great season next year and then he wants an extension, he wants a certain amount of money, and Anthony Volpe also doesn't look good. Now you don't have your shortstop. You need to upgrade 2 positions instead of 1. The Yankees need a middle infielder no matter what.
Man.
They need a middle infielder no matter what. So
I agree.
I don't understand this nonchalantness of the New York Yankees when it comes to the middle infield.
Brother, that's why.
Like, we don't know when Lombard's going to be ready. We don't.
That's why Bo makes sense. And I could even throw something else out there. And you know, I know a lot of people are going to jump up and down and go, oh my God, but the defense. You can even sit there and say we want to bring in Bo Bichette, and we're gonna instead of will we see him as a second baseman? Will he sign here as a second baseman potentially? You could then even say, look, we're gonna put Jazz at third base in his final year. He graded as a good third baseman. He's still graded as a good third baseman. I mean, I'm not sitting here.
I think he's good. I mean, I don't. He plays.
Think about what the offense.
He didn't say anything when they moved him to third during the season this year.
If you sit there and tell Jazz, hey, look, we made the move for Bo. We project him as a second baseman going forward. We want you to prepare as a third baseman for good. You're not going to move around. You're going to play third base, and that's it. You can move McMahon, and then simply you just sit there and go, look, for the year, okay. Again, what did we start the show by saying? We said you got to take risk. If you're taking a bit of a risk on defense there, oh, well, look at your infield offensively. I don't know who the shortstop is. Let's say it's Jose Caballero. All right, you take that position. All right, whatever he gives you. Third base should give you 30-plus homers. Second base should give you almost a 300 batting average, if not that. First base, if it's Ben Rice, you're looking at potentially 30-homer guys.
Yes, you are.
I mean, the offensive potential of a club in an infield like that is through the roof. And yes, anybody that hears that might go, yeah, but that's a little bit crazy. But it's risky. And it's not crazy because it's one move. All you're doing is making one move.
Your Yankees need to set themselves up in a position where they're not fighting with they're not with their back towards the wall. Because if you get another middle infielder, all right, we just talked about the heat of competition, number one. Number two is now you can make a decision during the season if the Jazz is playing great or if Jazz is playing bad. And let's say you got a Bo Bichette, you could be like, listen, we could flip Jazz at the deadline, number one. Or if we extend them, then we see how this is going to pan out, and we make that now. Because at the end of the day, I'm sorry to tell you, bro, we can't continue to play out these guys. You still could have got something for Glaber. You just wanted too much. Bingo. You could get a lot for Jazz still. You could get a decent package.
They did it with Robinson Cano.
They
knew they weren't going to go that high on them. You could have moved them.
Correct. So this whole notion of we'll just wait. I mean, you just got Caballero, but you didn't think he's good enough to play with over an injured Volpe. You also said that he's not an all-day middle infielder or player. Mm-hmm. So now you're gonna go ahead and say, yeah, we're good because we have Caballero and Oswaldo Cabrera back. Bro, I'm sorry, I love Waldo too, but we don't know how he's gonna be. You can't go into. He's coming off a major injury. He might as well be great. He might as well not be. So just stop with having to make you look desperate. And then when you look desperate, there's already a Yankee tax when we talk about trades. We know that the Yankee some organizations don't like to trade with the Yankees or don't like to deal with Cashman. So again, it only looks worse when your position is not strong. Is not strong. So I just don't understand the nonchalantness from the New York Yankees at this point in Judge's career and Cashman's career. You're also on your way out. You don't want to win one more?
Yeah, and again, like I said, man, the main thing that you really got to think about, folks, is if I'm the Yankees, I have a nightmare every night of we don't win with Aaron Judge. It'll be a nightmare every single night. I know Hal Steinbrenner, who, by the way, is speaking tomorrow. We don't have a time yet, but I'll do my best to either be live for that or I'll be live for a video regarding, going over what he said. Either way, I don't have a time yet, so I don't know. I also do have something to do in the morning. So hopefully if there is, maybe it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, around that time. If it's like 11, that might be tough. But if it's like 1 or 2, I'll be live for it, more than likely. But we don't know what he's going to say tomorrow when it comes to Hal Steinbrenner. We'll wait and see because we could all predict what it will be. It's not going to be anything so significant, I think, that shocks anybody. It's kind of more than likely going to be more the same script and more the same. But I would have nightmares every single night of knowing, holy shit, imagine if we don't win with this dude. Like, it's just such a stain on all their legacies. It's a stain on the Yankee legacy in general, but it's such a stain overall that I don't know how they just don't put the pedal to the metal and say, guys, look, man, it's going to be a hit tax-wise potentially, but we got to go out there and do some crazy stuff here. I'd be on the phone as the owner with Cashman and say, hey, look, Cash, I know you guys and a lot of your baseball, the executives that are, you know, kind of planning the team out next year. I know they like a lot of the future prospects. You might have to just dump these guys. You might have to make as many deals as we can and just go for this. Like, we really got to be crazy. Do I expect that to happen? No. Again, it's why I always think about strategy, and I say Imai makes sense because it opens up your pitching to multiple deals. If a guy like Tatis became available, let's just say, you could deal just about anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's at 12 is when he's going to talk according to Macho. So I might be able to make that. I might not. I might just have a follow-up video at night, and I'll go live, and we'll discuss it then. I mean, that's a possibility. I might just do that, guys. To be honest with you, I might just do a nighttime video and do the review of what happened. So, you know, we'll figure all that out. But, guys, this has been an amazing episode. Thank you to Kev for filling in for Francis. I do believe Francis will be back next week. I believe he's on to something else also, I believe, going on. So
sorry for all the grandmas that got
sorry
connected.
for all the grandmothers.
All the grandmas that were here today and didn't see Francis. You saw another bearded Dominican, but not Francis. So he
sends them. He has a fan club and he sends pictures every month. So
there you go. Make sure to smack that like, hit that sub. I see 400 strong in here, all stream. I think we're around 205. Smack that like, hit that sub. It only helps the channel, helps to get out to more and have more guys, more interactions with you fellas. And it's always fun with this community because, again, this is what it is. It's the off season. A lot of people take a break. We don't. Yes, sometimes you tune in and be like, we're talking about Tatis. Yes. This is what the offseason does. There's a lot of rumblings that it's fun to have conversations about. Only time when we really have these conversations this way. During the season, we don't really talk that like crazy trade talk and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. It's always fun.
Definitely, man. This is the time of year that, like I said, we go out there and do all that stuff. And it's funny, I tweeted something out the other day because I think they were doing like in Japan, they were doing like they do like little team games for fans and stuff like that. And Imai hit like a double down the left field line. And I was like, can this guy play shortstop? Because if he could pitch every 5 days and play shortstop, like I'm down. I'm really down to bring this guy. He hit like a little double down the line. It's a little fun thing. But with that being said, folks, matter of fact, let me go ahead and I'll just show it. Why not? Like I actually just, once I said it, it pulled up right in front of me. Here's Imai hitting a double. I think Volpe's in trouble, folks. I think Anthony Volpe's in a lot of trouble. Pitch. Hit in the air to left field down the line. Oh, it's a fair ball. Oh, that's my Imai. Look at that. I like it. What do you think, Kev? Shortstop?
Hey, why not?
Play short. Otani's not the only guy who can do it, damn it.
There you go.
That's a good swing, by the way. He roped that shit. You got a hanger up in the zone. My man roped that shit down the left field line. But ladies and gentlemen, you know for a fact, we will never come whack on a designated
spitter's track.
Until next time, folks, peace out. Have a brilliant, beautiful, blessed rest of your day. Catch you guys next time. I will be live tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to cover Hal. Where's Hal? We found Hal. Come on down, Hal. Peace out, baby. Much love. Catch you guys next time.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I been up next. Can't take calls with a send.